All right, Boris Johnson there, the new British Prime Minister. Joining me now via Skype from London is Alistair Shoyode, Commandant of Nigerians in Diaspora Mentoring Corps. Alistair, it's good to have you join us right now. I know you followed the speech given by the new British Prime Minister. I wonder what struck you most, or what chords the speech struck with the people of Britain yesterday?
Well, thank you very much. Pleasure again to be with you. I think the most important part of the speech is that he has eliminated all the tasks, the doubters that have believed that the democracy is not going to work. For the global community, surely enough, is that for him, democracy is housed in the United Kingdom. And for the first time, after a very long period of uncertainty, the people are going to have their voices heard because they vote to leave the EU. So I take this as a measure of his stand as a player to say that this is the time for United Kingdom to definitely deliver the democracy as being given by the mandate of the people who voted that they want to leave the EU. And now for him, the ball is on and he wants to leave the backstop and the buck stop there. And from today, as he rightly says, he has 99 days to make sure that the United Kingdom pull out of the EU. And as you rightly mentioned as well, he has already identified his cabinet and he has put them together, people who absolutely believe that the United Kingdom needs to leave the EU, the Brexiters. And again, very uncommon is that though he did mention that he's going to have a lot of women in his cabinet, it has been a drop from 31% that used to be there to about 26%. So there is a long way to go. But again, the composition of the top ranking position within the cabinet has shown that he is absolutely ready to make sure that the United Kingdom leave by the 31st of October.
All right, Alistair, Boris Johnson was a supporter of Theresa May at the initial stage when Theresa May was pushing for the Brexit deal. But he pulled out at the time. At this time that he is coming on board with maybe a new strategy as will be perceived, do Britons see him as the one with the magic wand for Brexit?
Well, there is no doubt that a lot of people think that Mr. Johnson is not too clever. But then the real player, the real politician knows that when you play with him, really, you're playing with a dangerous politician who knows everything that he needs to do. His DNA from other in Turkey down to United Kingdom shows that they are very intelligent family of the Johnsons. And this is just a powerful continuation of where he's coming from his great parents to his parents. And now there is no doubt that he is absolutely ready to make sure that Great Britain becomes greater than ever before. He has indicated his strength. He has indicated that he wants to unite the United Kingdom. He has indicated that he wants to make sure that people are secure. He is going to recruit more police on the street. And those are the things that before becoming the prime minister, people are thinking that he's not able to do. But as you have heard yesterday, he has already committed and he's willing to make sure that even the NHS, which is one of the agencies that really everybody feels around the country, is going to be strengthened. And he's already committed that the fund will be available. So one thing for sure is Mr. Johnson, the new prime minister, is definitely different from all the prime ministers that we've seen in modern day. And he's roughly about 55 years old. And roughly, again, coming at the maybe number 55th as a prime minister, really have given him a lot of strength and collaborate that forward to a new United Kingdom.
All right, Alistair Shoyode, thank you very much for talking to us from London.
Thank you.
Right.
Joining me via Skype from London is Alistair Shoyode. He's the Commandant Nigerians in Diaspora Mentoring Corps. Good morning, Alistair. Greetings have been pouring in from all over the world, including here in Nigeria, over the Boris Johnson emergence as PM. President Buhari is saying the Nigeria-Britain relationship is deep and will withstand political changes in Britain. How does that resonate with you?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Indeed, Nigeria should be very happy about him being the new prime minister. Regardless of what he has said about Africa before, but I think this is a golden opportunity for Nigeria to explore as a major player even within the Commonwealth, where we will have a strengthened relationship between United Kingdom and Britain, United Kingdom and Nigeria. But taking it further as well, Mr. Boris Johnson is coming with a credible academic knowledge of the political industry around the world, being a former foreign secretary. But I guess Africa can now really explore the avenue, but more so Nigeria can tap into the resources, bearing in mind that we have a lot of Nigerians who are highly placed within the system in this country to use it to our own advantage. So I think that Nigeria could gain considerable by Mr. Boris Johnson, and especially coming into office newly today with his new cabinet.
The clock is ticking. The October 31st date is, well, a few months away. But then Johnson has said no deal is also in the works. But this would bring trade disruptions, many have argued. So what will it be for Nigeria if indeed he cannot seal a deal with EU on Brexit?
Well, I think even if there's no deal, that is most likely going to happen. The EU is there as always partners to the United Kingdom. But Nigeria as a global player, we need to capitalize on this golden opportunity even before the 31st of October. Good enough that Nigeria is now rightly putting the cabinet together. Whoever is going to be the High Commissioner to the United Kingdom has to be a person, not just a politician, but a person who is knowledgeable in terms of economic gain, knowledgeable in terms of world affairs that can be posted towards this direction so that we can benefit within the next 99 days of things that Nigeria can offer United Kingdom, Brexit or no Brexit. But again, it has strengthened our own position as Nigerians to quickly utilize the opportunity of this window to generate more interest. We have a lot of money that has been stashed here by some corrupt politicians. Like those money, we need to immediately know what we need to do to repatriate them in a rightful and legal way immediately. But all this things need to be put in place right now because United Kingdom, as we know, is in a situation that they don't really know what's going to happen before the 31st of October. Though Mr. Boris Johnson is elected to make sure that United Kingdom pull out of EU.
Alistair Shoyode, many thanks.
All right, joining me now via Skype from London is Alistair Shoyode, Global Affairs Analyst. Alistair, it's good to have you join me right now. Now, besides the issue of Brexit, what are the expectations the British people have from the Prime Minister?
Well, thank you very much. I think apart from the Brexit, really, the majority of British people are absolutely confused because nobody really knows what is going to happen on the 31st of October. And the new Prime Minister has fully indicated that whatever happens, he will pull out of the EU. So that's a good thing from his own cabinet, and that's a good thing that he's telling the global community. But I guess from the international angle is for countries like Nigeria to explore this golden opportunity whereby we need some of the resources that they have here, good understanding of what they have, especially on the railway industry here, for Nigeria to capitalize and generate interest and investment into our nation. So the UK community definitely are looking for something major, and only the people here will know by the 31st of October if what he promised is going to be achieved. And especially has promised good security, which means he will recruit more policemen, and he will deal with the issue of the NHS by increasing funding into that industry. But again, there is a lot of things that people are not fully aware of. But today, at least when he met his cabinet, we will know the direction fully of what his cabinet and his government is going to achieve.
All right. Another issue that has been on the burner the past few years has been the issue of migration. Is it clear what his stance is when it comes to the issue of migration?
Well, that is definitely something not clear yet. But when we look at the composition of his cabinet, he had people like Javid and Priti in the cabinet, which means that the issue of migration would be considered much more better in terms of their capacity, where they're coming from, their background. It's not totally what you would call British, but they have families who are from the other third and developing countries of the world. So from our own perspective, definitely there would be probably a better way of handling the issue of migration, and there could be better policies that would deal with such. But again, when you look at the compilation and the comparison between him and Donald Trump, then again, that might leave a lot of people not knowing what direction from the other third and developing countries of the world. So from our own perspective, definitely there would be probably a better way of handling the issue of migration, and there could be better policies that would deal with such. But again, when you look at the compilation and the the comparison between him and Donald Trump, then again, that might leave a lot of people not knowing what direction, if he is fully in charge of the cabinet, will lead to.
All right. When it comes to comparison with President Trump, a lot of, in fact, social media has been awash with comparison with different issues. But you talked about the issue of Nigeria taking advantage of the new prime minister and what he stands for to gain a better interest for the country. But when it comes to being strategic, in what area do you think Nigeria and maybe other Commonwealth countries can take advantage of this?
Well, from the estimate, Nigeria generate or have a trade relationship with the United Kingdom of almost £4 billion per year. Now, if we can explore that, surely enough, United Kingdom is known powerfully in terms of transport, in terms of railway industry, in terms of export. So Nigeria can definitely capitalize and gain from at least the railway industry, whereby we can have the investment to deal with what we absolutely like in Nigeria. But apart from that, of course, when we talk about trade and export, we have a lot of agricultural product that is much more needed in this part of the world. So Nigeria likewise can utilize that opportunity to trade more. We should be able to increase the trade that we have with the United Kingdom. We should be able to, subject to whoever we're going to send to become the High Commissioner of Nigeria here in the United Kingdom. That is very, very key. That should be crucial. The Nigerian government should find a credible, trustworthy person, not just trustworthy, but somebody who can utilize the resources and opportunity that Nigeria offer the world to turn around what we have to generate interest and investment from British companies for Nigeria, because Nigeria definitely needs all those things, especially again in the issue of security. So we have the advantage, we have the opportunity, we have a lot of Nigerians who live in the United Kingdom who work within the health sector that we can utilize and bargain. And we have this 99 days before the 1st of October. Which normally October is a history month here. October is the independence month for Nigeria. We should, without any delay, begin to explore and use what we have to gain and look for what we need in the country.
All right. Alistair Shoyode, thank you very much for talking to us on TVC Breakfast.
Very much.
Moving ahead now, Puerto Rico.